To be honest, I'm the only one who really has to care about it because I have to at least try and catch battles. Okay. Make sure you tick your box. So, yeah, just tick your box. Now it's ready to be ticked. It's the ready to be ticked. All right. So, hello and welcome to the SLR SidePOD for episode 27. Yep, we're on 27 episodes. Flippin' hell. There will be some people joining in a little bit. They're just,
27
making their way on now.
Of that idea that we nicked. Remember that idea that we definitely stole from
Yeah,
somewhere?
you know the idea we nicked.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
idea we definitely nicked.
Yeah, oh my god, get your own side pod.
Yeah, I don't have a co-host this week, so I am basically by myself.
Nah, JK is his co-host today.
So yeah, I think I have Ranga. We don't know where he is half the time, so
Cheers.
I have Ranga in the party, but if he's in his own state of mind, then we might be good.
Cheers.
We have Clock as usual, as he is never ever away from
what did you call me? Was it
Clock.
Was it General Clock? No.
No, fuck off. It's Clock.
God.
Oh.
We're not calling you that. It's Clock. Did you want to change it to SLR Clock? It's Clock. And we have, and I will probably butcher the name, so I'm not gonna, actually say it. We have Jeeds.
Jeeds?
I said it anyway. Jeeds. We
Oh,
have
dear.
Jeeds.
Oh dear.
Let's just go for either Geddes or Geordie or Jordan or whatever.
Geordie Geddes.
Good evening,
It's
ladies
Jeeds.
and gentlemen.
It's Jeeds.
That sounds ridiculous.
Not
I
Jeeds.
think
Why are you doing this?
I think forget it.
This is my moment. This is my
I've
moment.
cringed
and
so
you do this
hard
to me.
there.
Go ahead, mate.
Hey, you've ruined it now.
Well,
Yeah, like this is all of them have been calling for, and you do this to me.
there's what.
I'm gonna put
I'll tell you this now. There's one person viewing, and I think it's someone making sure the stream's working. So you're not exactly ruined, mate.
Okay, well that's a good start.
So Ranga, it's
not like
Jeeds and
It's not like
Ludan. No
All
worries.
that.
It's Jeeds.
Please don't do this.
It's just,
Oh,
I've started something now.
I'm
If
literally-
someone like
I'm
Maggie or Savin has done this to me.
I'm
What?
literally.
To call you Jeeds.
I'm wincing
I can't remember-
so hard right now.
I couldn't remember how to say your name, so I just called you Jeeds.
That's
How do you pronounce it? Geddes or something like that.
Geddes, or you can call me
That sounds
Geordie, or you can call me Jordan, or you can call me anything you want, really.
Not Jeeds though.
Just not cheese.
Jeez.
jeez.
If we're going to attempt the surname, please just get it right, you know?
Half the people don't get my surname right, so
What's your surname?
I know the struggles. Okay, I'm not gonna say it because fucking I know for a
Oh,
fact
there you
you'll
go.
just then pronounce it right.
There's number one.
I mean, it's Cage. That's his surname.
Cage.
No,
Tell
let's
me,
not go
Cage.
there, Clock. No, it's not Smith.
You have to spell out
yeah.
Smith every time you write it. Give your name over the phone.
Hold on
Oh
now.
yeah, my name's so-and-so, Smith.
So, my name is spelled Lothian. I'm not gonna pronounce it.
No, neither
See
am
if
I.
you can pronounce it.
No way.
Lothane.
No,
Lothian.
Rank got it right.
Lothian.
Lovian.
Cam Lothian.
Lovian.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
Bet you
you
can't.
say it's not hard. Half the people I meet don't know how to pronounce my surname or how to spell it.
At least I have the excuse to say that I'm Swedish, so I can get an attempt.
There's
But if you're
literally multiple.
if you're British and say it wrong, then it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, but it's a Scottish name.
I mean, that's basically the same
It's a
thing.
place in Scotland. It's a place in Scotland. East, West, and Mid Lothian.
Oh, Heart and Melodian.
Yep.
There you go. That's my small contribution to SidePOD.
Fair enough. Yeah, Owen might be joining, like, just for the quiz, so...
Yeah.
Because he's a massive bottle and has his own segment, but doesn't do it.
Wow.
I've literally given him a segment that he could do, and he's done it properly once.
How dare he? How dare you?
How dare you do this to me? So, yeah, the topic for this week, we're just going to be talking about F1. I couldn't really think of anything else to do. All the other topics have been either covered before or were just not very good. So, yeah, we're just going to be talking about the world of F1
What's F1?
today. It's a tennis club.
Oh, shit, I love tennis. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I would like to start off with something that
What?
Ranga will love because he's a Hamilton
No,
loving
please don't go
bitch.
into. Like, I mean, let's not go into that debate again. I mean, every time
We're not going into a debate. I'm just gonna say
You know that.
congratulations to Lewis
you-
Hamilton on winning his
yeah,
7th
yeah,
World
yeah.
Championship.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people will probably hate me for this, but all the talks of him getting a knighthood, I fully respect and probably would say yeah.
Okay, you hate you for that. I mean, it's people who say it doesn't
There's a lot of
deserve
people
it
who hates it.
are just idiots. I mean,
He absolutely deserves it, definitely.
there's one guy. There's one guy. There's one thing disliking him like I do, and there's another thing just being an idiot like they are.
Yeah. I
I'll tell you what,
wholeheartedly
boys,
even
We'll
Go
chuck
on,
a poll.
go on, mate.
Chuck a poll.
Go on then, mate. Go on, chuck a ball.
We'll chuck a poll. Alright, because that's the best way of resolving it.
Not gonna lie, when he said chuckle Paul, the first thing that came to my head was Chuckle Vision. So I started singing in my head Chuckle Vision.
Yeah, but which one's better, Barry or
Chuckle
Paul?
Vision.
What? There's your question. Which one's better, Barry or Paul?
Oh, you have to say Barry Chuckle.
Oh, Chuck, you said that
I
because
say
you did.
Barry. No.
I have no clue on what any of them are, so I can't.
You don't
You
know
don't know
Chuck?
the Chuckle Bro? Oh yeah, you're Swedish. Yeah, he's Swedish.
Stop being racist to it, boys.
He's uncultured.
Uncultured.
It's alright, Clock's the racist one in this party.
I'm not. You just called me racist.
What?
I thought you're racist every other stream.
That's a serious allegation. Just
You called him a racist.
It's a very serious accusation.
Do you hate other what's the name of it?
He doesn't like people from Norway.
You hate
I
That's
mean,
it.
basically, I mean, literally, in Sweden, the average Swede doesn't like any other people really. If we are like in town and someone comes
Is that
up
why
and-
you and Ranga don't really
Yeah,
like
but
each other?
honestly, if a Swede like if a Swede's like walking downtown or anything and someone comes up and talks to him, you'd be like, what a fucking idiot! Don't talk to me.
Okay then.
Everyone
I mean-
expected me to swear on stream. I'm like, well, it hasn't. So we're doing well.
I mean, generally, we don't like.
No, not yet.
We don't like other people really. It's the more like we're probably gonna be nice if someone comes up and talks to us, but when they walk away, we're gonna be like, what an idiot. Just talk to someone else.
What an
And
idiot.
if we're on the bus or on a train or something, the worst thing that can happen if a stranger like comes and sits next to you, it's like the end of the world when riding a bus or a train. And I'm not even joking. We're we're too polite to do that. It just becomes awkward because we wouldn't talk to them. We just sit there like, okay, keep this going. And it's like we would think that, but we're too polite to say it. So
Do you guys like when you go on
I've got
nights
that
out?
stuck in my head now.
On like nights out and stuff like that. Do you just not speak to anyone? You just
yeah, but then we get drunk,
Right.
so then that's fine. But when we're not drunk,
Okay, so that's
it's not fine.
Yeah.
I actually think I'd
It's always
speak
a
to anyone
problem.
about anything. To be honest,
What?
I'd speak to anyone about anything.
That's slightly worrying in some ways, but it's nice in other ways.
I thought you were gonna put a poll in, mate.
What in? Okay, I can't right now.
You said you were gonna put.
Yeah, but I'm
You said you. Oh,
yeah, but
okay, fair enough.
it's
Fair
free,
enough.
it's free at the moment. Let me try and win first.
Okay.
I will certainly get on it. How many
Okay.
how
We'll
many
come
viewers
back.
do you got?
4.
Viewers.
Get in.
Yeah, the side pod's not exactly the most viewed thing on the Twitch, so
Well, I hope.
yeah, we're
we
probably not
can
going to get
up
very
that.
much more than this. It doesn't it kind of doesn't help that you know, there's
Clocks are
a lot
racist.
of people who would probably yeah, it's exactly right. Doesn't help that clocks are racist.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say now. Thank you, Jeets. It's really helped.
You called
Sorry, I
him
had to
that
get one
again.
more in.
Oh my god.
I had to call him that
Oh my
again.
God.
Sorry. I won't call you it again, don't worry. It was just one last jab. Yeah, I don't know what you just want to talk about. I thought the whole Lewis Hamilton thing would create a conversation, but yeah, it kind of didn't.
Nah.
So-
You would.
That was the debate. The man is the goat. So that's all there is to it.
True.
So we had the question, and I've asked a few people about this. We said who was better, Hamilton or Schumacher. Now we've all agreed that Hamilton is, and I mean I've been a massive fan of F1. I started watching the last couple of years as I've got more and more involved, appreciate things more and more. But I can't fault the guy. I don't particularly like Hamilton as a person. Sportsman.
That's me. Yeah.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic sportsman, and the fact he's representing England and Great Britain is actually refreshing to see that someone's actually succeeding in a sport. I mean, obviously we've had people like Andy Murray in tennis, and we've had other people as well. We've got good footballers, like we've had Wayne Rooney, a couple of other England stars of football over the past. It's such a refreshing to actually have someone like Lewis Hamilton, who is the best at his sport, without a question.
Yeah.
But Bottas has got the same car, maybe not exactly the same, but they're still both racing for Mercedes, and Hamilton's winning races like nobody's business. But no, I think he does deserve a knighthood, really.
Yeah.
People like Sterling Moss, Jackie Stewart can get it, then why doesn't he?
You can't compare them.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Well,
That's not the point he's trying to make here. He's trying to say, well,
Yeah, but it's like
they've done great things. They've done great things under the banner of Great Britain.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they
They've
have.
promoted British sport, so that's the kind of that's why we think he deserves a knighthood, because he's boosted British sports.
I'm obviously football's my number one sport, and that's absolutely cool. But you look at things like Alex Ferguson, he's on knighthood.
Yeah.
When win football games, what's he done?
Nothing.
Look at Lewis Hamilton. He's won 7 world titles. 7, and if he doesn't get knighted, I'll be shocked, really.
I just wanted to win. I wanted to win Sports Personality of the Year. I mean, I'm not really sure Clock knows really what that is. It's probably not that big of a deal, but it's not that big of a deal in terms of like a knighthood or whatever else you could get. But
but it is a British honour.
Exactly. If you win the Sports Personality, I mean, if you get a knighthood or this and that from the royal family, then obviously you've done something pretty amazingly to get the recognition of the royal family. But to win the Sports Personality of the Year, it means you've got the recognition of the British public, and really that probably, although the title of being a Sir Lewis Hamilton is obviously greater, I feel like having
the love and support of the public would probably be
winning the support of the public to win that award would, for a personal level, probably rank a bit higher. But given what he's done off the track as well as on the track, I mean, let's just take away what he's done off the track from the debate for the time being. Even if we just talk about what he's done on the track, he still should probably win it, because realistically, a lot of other things have been cancelled as well, and people haven't really been able to. No one's can get close to him really. But then you add to what he's done off the track in the last 12 months. Realistically, there's no one that can match him. Surely.
Well, I mean, you could say Marcus Rashford for his campaign against free school meals.
I get that, but in terms of the award is an all-round sort of thing. It's not just.
Well, yes, I know, but I'm just saying if we were talking, yeah.
Rashford hasn't excelled in his particular sport as greatly as Hamilton has. I mean,
Yeah.
Rashford is a good player and done pretty well, but he's not.
My whole point there was just, if it was just off track and off sport, it would probably be a consideration between the two. But of course, taking in their actual sporting achievements, it would be Lewis Hamilton hands down. I mean, he won, what was it, not last year, the year before? Was it last year? I can't remember.
Ben Stokes won last year.
Did Lewis Hamilton win the year before? Because he hasn't won in recent years.
I think it was Bradley Wiggins, wasn't it?
I think he ever won it.
Am I losing me mind?
Yeah, I'm going to look at this.
Am I off my nut right now?
I'm pretty sure Lewis Hamilton has never won Sports Personality of the Year, which is why I want him to win it. Because...
I was sure he had.
No, he hasn't. So Ben Stokes... Oh, he has actually. That was a long time ago, though. But Ben Stokes won it last year, in 2019, the cricketer. Obviously, Garrett Thomas won it the year before, cyclist. Then it was Mo Farah 2017. Andy Murray won it in 2016 and 2015. And Lewis Hamilton won it in 2014. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, I was about to say he had won it, but I couldn't remember when he'd won it. I was a bit off.
Andy Murray won it again in 2013. And I think he's the only F1 driver to ever win it. I'm going to quickly look through it. I know Damon Hill won it in 1996 and 1994.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, it's amazing, but isn't that great though by Hill to win it in '94, a year when he lost the World Championship? He didn't win a thing in his sport.
Nigel Mansell won it in 1986.
So same for him then as well.
Alright.
He didn't win the championship in '86.
Yeah, but there wasn't many other people doing very much in the world
Well,
of sport
yeah,
at that point, really, though.
I can't say that I'm very. I know
Jackie
very
Stewart
much
won it in
about
1973.
British sport history.
Alright. Yeah, it's just I've seen so many posts on stuff like Twitter and certain things on Facebook comments and stuff where people say, "Oh, it's Hamilton. He's only won because of his cars." Oh yeah, but you could say the same about any other driver in history. But you've got to be able to drive that car and drive it around the track perfectly each time. Yeah, he has a great team behind him, but doesn't that show that even if you have a great team behind you, you've still got to drive the car? So I don't get where the Hamilton as a sportsman, I don't get where the hate comes from. Hamilton as a person sometimes does infuriate me, but he has done some good stuff this year, such as the Black Lives Matter campaign.
Look, I think this is probably quite a controversial thing to say, but I think a lot of dislike for Hamilton, from what I've seen either in social media or actually, to be honest, I actually witnessed it firsthand when I went to a Grand Prix. I think a lot of the hate is actually racial. I really do. I do.
Oh yeah,
I do
true.
think, I
Yeah.
mean, people might disagree with me, and obviously they're entitled to their opinion. But from what I've seen, especially on social media, a lot of the hate towards Lewis Hamilton is because of who he is, his identity.
Yeah.
It's just horrible, and we've seen stuff in the recent days and stuff about petitions for him not to not to get a knighthood and this and that, from people of the British public doing that. Like, really?
But that is just such a shock. I mean, to me, like, being not British, I mean, I would see it as, of course, people will dislike him outside of Britain, and of course there will be some people in there, but to me it's kind of like, if you're British, why wouldn't you support the British drivers? I mean,
there's several things that
Yeah,
obviously there's the racial
yeah.
thing, which is, you know,
Yeah, but that is
luckily
just like
that's a minority. Luckily that's not a
Yeah.
majority opinion. But another thing that bugs the British people is, not just Lewis Hamilton, but a lot of British racing drivers, is that they don't live in the UK and don't pay UK taxes and don't do this and that, and they live in Monaco and they don't do this.
Oh,
They
I
don't.
have seen that. I
They
have seen
don't
that one here
contribute
before.
to this and that, and they're in mega millions and this, and you know.
But
I
that's
like
basically every F1 driver.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. So
I have seen that one before. That
It's,
one I hit. That
it's,
one I
uh,
get, but I kind of hate as well.
it's a very narrow-minded
It's-
British approach
yeah.
to look at it, as is a lot of things.
Yeah. Welcome to Britain.
It is what it is.
are you a narrow-minded people? What are you trying to say?
some people in our country are very narrow-minded.
There's too many people in this country that are narrow-minded and dickheads. To put it
That's
bluntly.
it.
Narrow-minded
Yeah.
dickheads. That's. Yeah, I think that there
We
could
won't
be
get political with that.
people everywhere.
Yeah, we'll not get too political, but I'm just gonna say now, narrow-minded dickheads can go fuck off.
Wow.
Well, there we go.
harsh.
And that is
I'm,
That's the moral of the story,
to be
ladies
honest,
and gents.
to be honest, I kind of have a kind of grudge against those narrow-minded dickheads because I am part of the LGBT community, so I get shit like that all the time, and I'm like, well, yeah, they can go fuck off, and that's the end of that story. Let's continue on Lewis Hamilton. One of my, we've had many debates on if we like Hamilton or not, and there's even people that think hate him for sportsman, like how he is as a sportsman. That's stupid, for one. The race thing is absolutely disgraceful this day and age. If everyone is entitled to live a life, no matter skin color, no matter age, no matter gender, no matter the sexuality. That you, as long as you're not hurting anyone, it's completely fine to be who you are. And that just drives me insane. The whole tax thing, that's stupid because of, it's a sportsman's, they can live wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but
Why the fuck should they be, as a British person, live in Britain? They can afford to live somewhere else. Fucking go for it.
Like,
That's a stupid idea.
if we had the
Like,
money, if we were in that
stupid.
situation, we'd all do the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It, like, half the people in Britain don't like to live in Britain. It's cold and wet and awful.
I don't talk about cold. I feel like
I'm just. Here we go. He's the sweet.
I feel
coming in.
like it was snowing here last week, so
Oh, boo-hoo.
it disappears right away. But
Obviously, it's not a direct comparison in terms of like temperature. It's not saying, oh yeah, it's so cold and we can't. It's different because we're not as northern as you are in terms of geographically. We are close enough to mainland Europe that gets pretty nice weather,
Yeah.
and we get grim weather quite a lot of the
Yeah.
time. That's not necessarily because and we're only just further north than several.
I mean, look at the weather
European
reports in
countries.
Calais, which you can see from Dover. Is it
Yeah,
Dover?
we get a lot of rain because of the
how is it in the
geographical nature
summer
of our
then?
country.
You have like
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get some nice
Yeah,
summers,
the English,
We
English
sometimes
summer
get
can
that
be
summer.
nice.
Yeah.
It's
just
the English summer can be beautiful. Remember the World Cup summer 2 years ago? It was literally like 30 degrees.
Oh,
every
yeah,
day.
it
I'm
was
still
It
going to
was
throw out there that World Cup summer in 2018 was one of the best parts of my life because
Yeah,
it was just everyone was enjoying the football, everyone was enjoying the weather, everyone just got along. And yeah, fair enough, England didn't get to the final, we didn't win it, but that was pretty special.
It's all been
See,
it's all been downhill since then, isn't it?
It pretty much has. It pretty
I
much
hated
has.
2018.
I mean, I'm trying to think of anything seriously that's good that's happened since then. I mean, Liverpool won the league, so that's even worse.
Excuse me, as a Liverpool fan, you can.
Nah,
I mean,
Liverpool winning the league.
Spurs are
in
top of the
Paris.
league now, so it's
Liverpool winning the league was one of the best things that ever happened in the history of ever. So
I don't know.
Actually,
I
I
don't know.
just-
check yourself.
I just
Spot the Liverpool fan
Going-
boys.
going a bit back on topic. I've just
Yeah, who
seen
won the-
just went on Discord to look at the poll that gets put up, and if Hamilton should get a knighthood. And we already had 3 votes against him getting a knighthood and only 1 vote for him getting a knighthood. So it's
Well, I haven't voted
Oh.
on that yet.
I also haven't even voted yet, so I'm gonna go do that.
still.
So-
I just find it interesting that it instantly becomes 3-1 to. Oh, no, now we have 4-1.
4-2.
Oh,
4-2,
God.
yeah. It's interesting. It's really interesting.
It is interesting.
And
Look,
I
shit.
So-
personally, I
Yeah.
won't really vote because I mean, to me, I mean, we don't have that kind of thing in Sweden. So I mean, I get what
Yeah.
I kind of get what it means. I mean, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we don't do that to our sports people here. So it's not.
I mean, look at Andy Murray. He got knighted because he won multiple things. Hamilton has dominated the sport for what? Last not 7 years. Is it 7 years?
Since 2014,
Am I?
apart from
Yeah,
2016.
six or 7.
So last 7 years, apart from 2016, where there was the battle with Rosberg that Rosberg won. Even during that season, it just came down to reliability and certain mistakes from both drivers that cost the Hamilton the title. So he's done amazing things over the last 7 years. Andy Murray, the last 7 years, has done 3 amazing things, and then it's kind of dropped off due to an injury. Yeah, he still got knighted. I don't see the logic in that Hamilton, who is, you know, a massive sports personality in Britain, to not get a knighthood when you've had greats like Jackie Stewart win the knighthood.
Yeah.
So
What's our personal opinions then? So I want to say yes for him getting a knighthood.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. Clock, do you want to
Clock.
chuck it in?
It's
Well,
still
I mean,
never.
I'd say
I know you
it's-
haven't-
for people to say that he doesn't deserve it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't really care if he gets it or not because it's pretty irrelevant to me. But I mean, I understand the argument for, and I don't understand the arguments against. So
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be angry if he gets it, but it's not like I would be sad if he doesn't. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I did have another talking point, but I'm not sure if it'll be well received or not, because I'm not sure if there's one to talk about it.
I had a thing that I saw before on the website,
Go ahead.
and it's in terms of the views we're getting, and it's or visitors actually. There's two different things: views and visitors.
Yeah.
But yeah, visitors. But I'd say that it's a sign of how much the league has grown, because obviously in 2018 we started in November, so we had 5,300 views on the website in those three months. So, you know, you won't
Yeah.
expect many. But in 2019 we grew up to 24,170 views. So that's
So it almost
yeah, but of course 2019 is a full year, and 2018 is only 3 months. You can't really compare. But
yeah,
what we
of course,
can compare
yeah, I know.
is 2018 and 2019 and
2019
2020.
and 2020.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 2019 we had 24,000 views, and now in 2020, with a month to go, we've had 35,900 views. So we have 10,000
Jesus.
visitors more with a month to go of 2020 compared to 2019,
Yeah.
which
Fair
is
enough.
That's good.
Wow.
amazing.
It just shows community from across the world can actually come together and actually make something work, really. It's just a couple of blokes and girls that are playing online, and we're just making good steps of it. Just shows everyone
It's,
can do whatever, really.
Exactly.
One
I
thing-
think. Go on, Clock.
Yeah, one thing I think is a shame though is that we've become less global, if that makes sense, because we've had, in 2019, we had, of those 24,000 views, 14 were from the UK, so we had 10,000 views from the rest of the world. But of these 35,000 views, we have 29,000 from the UK, so only 6,000 from the rest of the world, so
I remember when we first started Clock, or in our first season, we had loads of different nationalities and this and that.
Yeah, we
But
did.
obviously the problem with having loads of different nationalities that comes down to on-track issues in regards to connectivity and lag issues.
Yeah.
So I feel like obviously it was always bound to become slightly less globally diverse, and that's what you can look at it, because we've had to be been a lot harsher with connection issues. For some people might not say we're harsh enough still, but like I'm trying to get to the point I'm trying to make, that obviously people have had to leave down the line, and that's obviously that's because of it, because of connection. And obviously when people leave, they don't always want to look at what's happening with the league, do they?
Yeah, but it's very interesting when because obviously I can bring up the map and see every single country we've had views from, and the fact that we've had as much as almost 500 views from like Senegal.
That would be Killmonger.
That's a bit random.
Yes.
Yeah, we had Killmonger in season 1. He was a driver from Senegal. Season 2 and season 3. I think he was there for a decent amount of time.
We also had 64 views from South Africa, but I suspect that is Owen when he was on this trip last year.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
But shout out to him for actually keeping up with the leagues. I think he'd only done one race at the time when didn't he just do one race and then go?
Yeah, one race and left.
Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with him actually keeping up with the league and
Well, no, he did more races in season 3, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did. He did one race in season 4, then he left.
Oh, okay.
But he'd done races in season 3 before.
Oh, okay. But then there's a lot of countries we've had like 1, 2, 3 or 4 views from when it's like someone's been on holiday and watched.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I think I once checked out in Spain when I was in Spain.
Spain, we had some drivers from those. We have 12 views from Spain, so.
I think one interesting.
We had Filoro from Spain. So he's
we had Filoro. Yeah.
He wasn't there very long, so that's probably why it's 12 and not more.
I mean, interestingly, you'd be surprised how aware people's inner circle, families are, friends are of what they do in the league and what they get up to. And I was talking to some of the guys last night at a party, and Sido was telling me how
I'll be back in a minute, lads. Just keep up with that.
His dad and stuff. His dad's always like looking how he's getting on with his racing and stuff like that, and like he might come down angry after some sort of incident in a race or whatever, and his dad would be like, "Oh, what happened?" And it's not like, people take an interest. Like, remember Jam saying Jam saying that his actually their dad's watching the stream and they're commentating and this and that, and their family watches the stream, and I can't remember who else. Like, I think Colden in Div 3 was telling me how he's got like a load of mates who watch him race and this and that, and that obviously was probably a little bit more prevalent before lockdown, coronavirus, or particularly lockdown, but like people were getting into groups and stuff and watching him race, and it's not the only person I've heard that happen. I've definitely heard of guys racing and their friends have been watching it, and obviously it's not like the sort of thing where you just join it and then you just don't say anything. It's like people have been talking to their families and their friends about it, and they've clearly been kind of spreading the news. That's how you want to look at it, but I don't think it's quite as what's the word? I don't think it's the kind of thing where people just keep it to themselves. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Jordan might be able to decide that differently than us, but I just feel like it's slightly different.
I'm back, lads.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think we can't give like a very good outside opinion, or since we've been here from the start and we've always been in it.
Well, I know Jordan's a really good example, because obviously he is mates with Southerners and Darnell. Obviously Darnell joined, and then we started talking to you a lot, with Jordan and Baggy and Matt, and then Matt joined, and then you joined, and then Baggy joined, I think.
Yeah.
And then Nam Night Rays in the Discord himself as well. So literally,
yeah, so basically, I think it was the case of, we were just happened to be in a party with Joe one time, and we just asked a question like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And Joe kind of just said, "Oh, look, this is a racing league I've joined. we were kind of like, oh yeah, well, we'll see how things go. And we watched a few of the streams. We used to mainly cheer on Joe just to make sure he's getting some decent results. And then obviously Matt joined, and then I kind of convinced the rest of us to join. We had a couple of tester races, and we got involved in some of the Monday messabouts and stuff like that, little 5-lapper lobbies, and yeah, so we joined. I think me and Baggy joined in July or June this year. It's certainly been a laugh. There's been some ups and there's been some downs, but it's certainly been a laugh.
There we go.
Yeah, so we get more and more people watching. I mean, maybe not necessarily just from my guys, but I know Jamie, who's my main, he watches all the races. There's a couple other people I can imagine probably join in and watch, but yeah, I certainly feel like as we more people start talking about it, it's certainly getting more people watching. I mean, it's good that Golden's getting a few people watching. I'm sure there are family members in every single league that sometimes check out. And then my brother and my old man says, "I hope you crash before every single race" to me, which is always, nice.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said previously, and about half hour ago, it's good that we've actually got something that we can kind of stream, and actually it's all something we all enjoy. We've all got a little bit of a passion for F1, some more than others. And sometimes it is nice, no matter if you win a race or if you crash out, it's nice to just have a bit of a competitive race. And yeah, just have a bit of a laugh, really. I joined just to have a bit of a laugh, but obviously there are some competitive things, and it's also good for meeting new people as well. We've joined this community, and it's great because you've got all people from across the world and across the UK, and you literally you can chat with them. Like, certainly, like Crafty's Jester and Div 3, you've got Dodgy and Div 3, Colden, Hypers, literally all these people you just chat to. You've got Craig, all decent blokes, and it's just kind of like none of us know each other, and it's just go in and it's like great. It's like another community, and like people you wouldn't necessarily speak to, and yet we all check up on each other's days, how's life and all that sort of stuff, all the jobs, coronavirus. It's amazing. It's like literally it's just another complete community that you just wouldn't expect. And I'm glad I joined, to be honest. It just gives you different thing to do, really, I guess.
I think I'm going to cry now.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand.
You get what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
that
good to
far
hear
like
from
it,
your
I'm crying
perspective,
though. Yeah, it's
really nice.
The one thing, it's the best thing about creating something as Ranga and I and Scott and Gary and all of us have done, Steve, that we, hearing that people actually enjoys it for more reasons than just racing, that it's not just one of those leagues out there that you join, you race, and then you don't care. It's actually a full-scale community with other games and people being mates, and I mean, a lot of us admins were talking about even seeing each other somewhere in the UK, when obviously then the corona came, so
we're organising.
Because we
We are definitely organising a karting day. It's definitely going to be an SLR karting day at some point after coronavirus.
I still reserve my right to go to that one. Put my name
Clark
forward
will
for
be
that.
there. We'll come together for Clock's airfare. He will be there.
Yeah.
It's
His airfare, you mean his plane ticket?
airfare. Airfare. That's what you call it. Your airfare.
I have never heard anyone call it an airfare.
Yeah, I've never heard of airfare.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe it's just something like a family word. I don't know. Whatever you're trying to say. Plane ticket.
Well,
there you happy, Callum? There you
yeah.
go. Happy.
Take it in.
There you go.
What is that? Is that aeroplane, or is it just like the travel? What?
Yeah.
What was
Like
that?
business travel.
Yeah.
It's a plane.
Yeah, plane ticket. We're not going to be fucking swimming, are you?
Plane ticket.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
my
one of
first
the-
using French.
I mean, if that is
Sorry.
that word, does it like
Can we
point
make him
to
swim?
like the
Is that a
plane, or does it
possibility?
like point to the travel itself, or like, if you get what I mean?
Shut up.
Why being pedantic?
That's me and Ragnar boy right there. Tell you shut up and fuck off. That's
All right, can we go back to what we were talking about? I just wanna, I feel we always get into these conversations about the wider community, and I always feel kind of as the lone wolf in the party because I'm not like I am part of the community, and I will happily call everyone in this league my best mate. Because everyone in this league's friendly, bar a couple people who can be a bit of a shit stirrer. That's the only word I could say. I'm not wrong.
No.
There are some shit stirrers. It's just while I do participate in like the invitationals, sometimes I go on Among Us. I haven't actually been on Among Us in a while. Saying that, I don't really talk in the I don't really text in like all the chats. It's just if something catches my eye,
You're missing out. Like I found obviously last week's Smoke made the music chat, and I just thought, what is this? Like, really, Smoke? What are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't see the point in the music chat to me.
Mate, I joined it yesterday. It was the best highlight of the week. Incredible. Like me, who was in there? There was Dodgy in there. There was Panther. Smoke was in there. Liam was there. Owen was there. I
think I need to go in there and put some Swedish music on those.
Other people were there as well. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting someone, but it was so good. It was what we called it Throwback Tuesday, and we were just cracking out the 70s and the 80s songs. It was brilliant. It was just like Dodgy was just there with all his musical knowledge, with his air guitar, blasting out some tunes. It was just great banter.
Okay, I know what you mean though, Callum, because I personally have a lot of other friends on Xbox as well. Well, by other friends I mean Swedish friends. I try to combine it because I don't want to just play with them, and I don't want to just play with everyone here. It's hard to like combine the two, to be honest. It's just because you wanna get the most out of both worlds, but if you're not fully in both worlds, you're not gonna get the most of it. So it's tricky, to be honest, but
sometimes I do find it hard to Sometimes I do find it hard to, of course, play with one set of like one group and play with another. Because I do stream, I do my own personal streams, and when I do those streams, I do it with my other group of friends because half the other time, you know, there's no way I could get other people in to play F1, and the only way I'd stream F1 is if it was on PC, and I think there's only one other person in the league who has F1 on PC, so it kind of, you know, it doesn't usually work out very well. But I do try my best to more integrate myself into the community, but, you know, I kind of feel slightly outcast, if you know what I mean, compared to some of the others.
I just try to. I mean, I find that if you just get a bit active in like writing in the Discord and like trying, because I've been trying to get a bit more active before. You never saw me in there, but you can actually see me here and there now, just putting in a message, or if someone says anything, I might answer sometime. Because I know that before I don't get it as much now, but before I always got like, oh, it's Clock in Discord. Why?
Is Clock still alive?
Yeah, exactly. Who is that? Who's he on Xbox?
Yeah, who's Clock? I've actually seen that comment, "Who's Clock?" before, because I've seen like one of the new drivers who, you know, there was a couple. It was I can't remember what chat it was, but he'd been in there for a few weeks, and someone started mentioning you. Anyway, who's Clock? And someone put one of the league owners, and you went, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." I was like, "Oh great, that's
I mean, the work I do for the league in terms of like I obviously do race reports and stats, and that's kind of work in the quiet, if that makes sense. I don't really make any noise about it. Like it's not. I mean, for example, if you're the testing group, I was saying texting, but testing group, then obviously you'll meet the driver straight away and they'll know who you are. But I mean, they might read my stats, but it doesn't say made by Clock on any of them. I think it says made by Clock like at the bottom on the race report, but otherwise it doesn't really do that. So I think that has to do with, it's a bit to do with that as well. That in my duties, I'm like, I don't make as much noise as other duties probably does, but that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, I think
I
one
mean,
thing. I think one thing that's helped the growth of the website is the growth of the Twitch channel. Actually,
yeah,
I don't really want to blow my own trumpet, but I did manage to work out how to get the website on the Twitch channel. It's not a hard thing to do, but for me, it's pretty hard because I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But
I mean, you say
it's
talk to
you
definitely
just
you.
asked me.
and the Twitch channel is actually on 747 followers as we speak. I thought it was like yesterday we got
That's
700.
nice.
But
That's
as
nice.
the Twitch channel grows, obviously you become, you get higher up the lists. You're more likely to be suggested to be, to watch. I think that's evident. That must be happening in terms of
Yeah.
our stream figures because I'm looking at it now. So the Elite Division, from Sunday,
Yeah,
it has 326 views. That stream does.
yeah, I saw that.
Div 3, which is the most watched stream of the weekend, has 359. Div 2 has 353. And Div 1 has 331. F2 is not quite so popular with 63, but that's still pretty good. I remember back in the days we'd be over the moon with 63 views. And then, I'm still over the moon with 63 views. It's really good. But 300 views? Ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I remember the days when, because I think it was the first time I ever streamed. I can't remember who I was in the party with. I remember the absolute how ecstatic we were. We had 15 views. I was like, yes, we're finally getting out there. 15 views, and then you're like, we look at it now and you're thinking 15 views. If we don't get that, we're thinking, well, shit, what have we done wrong?
Yeah, but it's like when you start, obviously the only one in season 1, the only one who would know about this is the 60 drivers having a seat. 20 of them would be racing.
Sometimes
So
not
it's
even 20
only,
of them would
it's
be racing.
only, so yeah, but it's only roughly 40 people left to even see it that actually knows about it. And of course, everyone from the other divisions won't view it. But that's one thing we tried to improve, because we wanted to create a community between divisions and make sure that people are interested in other divisions. That's why we have team chats. That's why we have joint constructors, to make sure that people are interested in what happens in the other division. And that's why the joint constructor gets pick a car for next season and not the drivers' champions, for example. It's first, so that people will be interested and look at the others and what they do, and it really works. I mean, personally as well, I can talk about my own experience. I wasn't really interested in Div 3 and Div 1. I mean, I always saw the results anyway when I wrote the report, and I could look at it and see what happened. And now I wanna you wanna see how your teammates do, and you wanna go into the stream and root for them and show support. And I think that's brilliant. And I know when I was especially when I was in the McLaren, I had both Steve-O and Gareth. Every single stream when I watched it back, you saw come on Clocko, root for you, and it was just so encouraging. Even though it was always after the race, you saw it. It was so encouraging because you knew when you were racing that they sit there and they root for you, and they want you to score big points for the team, and that will help them as well in the joint constructors. And to me, that's a big thing. And I think it's what's the word? A unique thing for this league, that to have joint constructors and to create communities and bridges between divisions.
I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, all the guys from the Alpha Romeo chat, so again, guys I've never known, after every single race, they all chat about how it went and all that sort of thing. No matter what the results are, everyone just gets behind each other. And it's good because, obviously we all want to do well. So I'm an Alpha Romeo, I've got Midzi, I've got Benz, Paraquix, Jonesy, got a couple other people in there as well. And literally, we all just get on like we're mates from we've known each other all lives.
It helps the amount of time we spend together at parties and games and stuff, though.
Exactly.
So much time. I literally came on today at I was on for a little bit in the late afternoon, and people started gradually joining, and it comes to 5:30 when people get home from work and stuff, and literally before we know it, we had 16 people in that party, and we're doing a GTA playlist, and it's literally ridiculous. It's just people just jump on people, and it's like a daily thing now. I mean, it literally is a daily thing. It's not like Liger, it is a daily thing. And it's just it'll vary from day to day as to who does what, and if people are on or people aren't on. But generally, you still get a decent amount of people doing something. It's just crazy. It's just, the league has been like that since the start to an extent, and you know. We've always had like a It used to be very like admin dominated. Like the admin team would hang out in parties and do this and that, and then drivers wouldn't really join that group. And then since the league kind of opened up a bit, it's just really literally a mix of everyone from league owners to members of just the Discord, like Night Ranger, for example. Like they don't necessarily have the races just in part of the community. Like it's literally a mix of everyone, like LOs, head admins, stewards, commentators, everyone just doing whatever. It's pretty crazy. It really is crazy. It's happened in such a short space of time, and lockdown definitely helped it, for sure. Lockdown definitely helped it, and people realised when they were in lockdown, they were like, it's just brilliant. It's just great. Like, these guys are great. I'm good fun doing this. I want to carry on doing it. So now, no lockdown. No, we're still in lockdown, but to an extent, people are still working now, aren't they? So even when they come back from work, people, are still wanting to jump on together and do this and that and anything, literally, innit?
I mean, I know I for instance, I work. I do like 9 to 5, but sometimes you just want to come on and just talk with people after a long day of work. I mean, I don't always come on and talk to a lot in SLR, but sometimes I do, and it's just nice to talk, especially if you're just going to talk about, like, because sometimes some people just go on and talk about what happened in the race before.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just nice to come in, after stressful, like come in a park and hear Ranga scream "Luda" in your ears.
Luda!
He loves it. He loves it. Me and Clock go back a long way now. He loves it.
Yeah, we do actually. It's actually crazy, just that.
Yeah, it's been
Ranga, who did you meet first, me or Clark?
It was you. Yeah, I met you first. I got to know Clock better first because we were teammates and then we spent more time together in parties. But I knew you longer because we were battling each other.
Yeah, we were always on track and battling each other. You wouldn't think that now, would you?
I'm just buzzing for the time when it actually opens and I can actually go to Britain and meet some of you. That would be so cool.
He just comes to Britain, we all hate him.
Well, no, it doesn't have to come to Britain for that to happen, does it really?
True.
No, but honestly, if you're gonna be serious, it's like, meeting people like on Xbox, from a foreign country, and it's like, it's such a weird fall, to be honest. To be like, I'm great. Some of my greatest friends are on Xbox, and I've never seen them ever in real life.
Yeah, I
know how much you look anyway, but that's not the point. I mean, a picture can't really replace.
See, it's going to be really awkward when we all meet and you all see me.
Clark's probably got plenty of videos of me anyway from God knows what, and back in the day as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Was
it yesterday when I posted one of you?
Yeah, for my birthday, and you put that video of me saying I'm 60 years old or something like that. Yeah, there's loads.
Oh, that was funny as fuck. That was.
Loads of stuff about me, and like videos and like. Especially when the league first started and stuff, when I was going out literally every weekend and doing drunk videos. God, I don't want to know actually, but he's definitely got them somewhere.
Sounds like you guys
not sure about you.
Just get married.
Me and Clark,
They already are, mate.
Me and Clark are the most married couple in SLR, that's for sure. Literally hate each other.
There's not even a literal about it, they are married.
I've got lots of those old memes as well that they made. But I think most of them are about you as well.
Oh, do you mean?
Shock.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Strong div 2 grid, and it's like, nah. Move everyone so Renga can win. Yes.
Half of them were created by me. You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, I don't remember actually. Yeah, but it was funny. It was really funny.
Not to, rain on the parade of the conversation, because, I would love for us to go all night talking about this, but, yeah, we have to kind of move on now, so we can, if there is a quiz,
Yeah, of
do
course
it.
you are.
Oh,
Go on then, mate.
You will have some questions. I expect Geddes to have five correct
Yeah, if
answers
Geddes
now,
doesn't
then,
get 5, we'll
first
literally,
time
you'll
quiz.
never be on the podcast again.
So we'll get
He's
5.
never allowed on again.
Okay then.
I don't even know what the topic was about. What were you on about today, lads?
We were just general discussions.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you want to drive? You can drive in the week.
I'm gonna let the quiz happen first.
Yeah, my control just turned off there, so
Luda.
it's fine.
Shock.
It's still with an E rank level on it, so if you try to remember that, that would be great. Yeah. Nope. Okay. Anyway, we have the first question, and we are obviously going to USA, and the track is called Kota. But what does that actually stand for?
Circuit of the Americas.
South Dakota.
Thank you very much. Very, very easy one.
Second the Americas.
Nah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what
Got it
was
right,
the first
technically, so.
race held there?
When or where?
F1.
When? In F1.
Oh, 2010?
I'm gonna say 11.
9.
It was later because I remember it. Oh,
Was it 2013?
No.
I don't know. I'm grasping
12?
at straws here. Like
He was 12.
I can't remember when.
You said
Ah,
10,
fuck.
you said 9, 10, 11, 13, and it was 12.
probably.
I find that very fun, to be honest.
It's like,
Oh god. Yeah, well, yeah. So,
Oh,
we'll go to Ranga's specialty now and move into some SLR questions. Let's see if you can remember what 3 people won our races last season in USA.
Beast 1 and 2.
That's correct.
It was either Ham or Freeman, I think one did one. So I remember that was Jam bottled it.
Just last season, yeah?
Yeah.
Last season, yeah.
God.
Ranga,
I was
having,
thinking-
Jam.
Ranga's having nightmare about last season, Div 2, but
Yeah, let's not. I know.
I hated last season in Div 2.
Zenon probably won Div 3.
Seven
race
did
he
win,
won?
yes.
So he won-
No, he won Bahrain. He won Bahrain this season.
No, I mean the last race
Yeah.
he won in Div 3.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the last race because I don't think he did very well. Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. Oh no, I'm chatting absolute crap. No, he did. He came from last to first in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, he did last to first. I'm chatting rubbish. He wanted one.
Shock.
Can't remember who wanted one.
It's
You
not
said it was
Hamid,
either
so-
Ham or Freeman.
No,
I know it wasn't
not,
Jam.
none of those. No,
Ara?
Mitzi.
Mitzi is correct.
Hey.
All right.
Man like me, Steve.
Fair enough.
I wasn't going to say Mitzi because it's not. But is it a pad track? No, not really.
Not really.
Not
I'm
really.
driving it now, and I'm
We
really
had
done.
the correct answer from Jam in the Twitch chat I see now, so yeah, well done to him
Yeah,
saying
as
Mitzi
a-
very early.
as- It wasn't Jam last year because if I remember, he could have won the title there, and then he decided to gamble to take off the
Bottle it.
intermediates or something. It was like a really wet race, and he tried to gamble to take it off, and then it costed him, and he ended up at the points.
Yeah, Jam just said it was a wet race. So, and well done to Dodge as well for remembering Sen and winning the free.
Chat.
Oh, fair enough, G. How do you remember that?
Dodgy's in the
Now
chat.
we want to
I'll
have
have to
we
see
have
it.
one of those questions where I give you everyone a guess, and only one
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
One guess per person.
Yes,
feel free to have a guess into the chat as well. But I want to know how many different people have raced an SLR race at USA.
Jesus
If you-
Christ. What?
If you remember, I think it was 3 weeks ago, we had a question of how many drivers had actually raced, and both Owen and Ranga was only, I think you were seven people away from the correct answer. So it's not a completely broken question. We've had four
I can't remember what
seasons.
the answer was.
We've had 4 seasons of USA. But how many drivers do you think have done a race in USA? We've got a suggestion from Jam who says 157.
I'm gonna say
That's like
120.
many.
I'm gonna say like 125.
It's 100.
There's going to be
I'm
4
gonna say-
seasons,
I'm gonna say
3 divisions.
100.
It's going to be
100.
12 races.
Ooh. Oh, but it's not going to be new drivers every time, is there?
No, of course not.
Definitely over 100.
What'd you say? 100?
For me, I don't know, I decided.
Okay,
That's
well,
what
you
He
say
said over
I
100.
don't know, like 100.
I said 105.
110 or something.
105 for Owen, 110 for Rango.
Go on, George.
I'm gonna say 100. I'm gonna say 127.
127 for Callum.
I'm gonna go for 116.
116. And well, I gotta praise Owen. You say 105. The correct answer is 104.
Oh, what?
Fucking hell.
I'm mad.
So
Congrats, you won a Malta.
Yes.
I mean, your feeling seems to be very good when it comes to guessing drivers, and I'm not sure how you do it, but you were 7 off the last.
He looked at the
time.
answers and just goes
I
very.
think I have a very logical mindset. I just think, right, but I have a rough calculation, and it kind of works every once.
He just looks at the answer and then goes to the closest one he
like
can.
100. I was like, a little bit higher. I thought it was around there.
It's still very impressive that you've done it twice now. But last question number 5. Did anyone think of who is
My pad
actually
died.
holding?
What was the answer to the other question, sorry?
Oh my god!
104.
It was 104.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
Owen said 105, so he
Owen's
just lost.
tacky. Owen's tacky.
Stupid.
But can you tell me who's having the lap record at USA in SLR?
Oh, I looked at this last week. Oh, God.
Yeah, we did look at this last week.
The season
The
one
songest
record.
game, which is
Didn't we go through
It's a
like one
season
by one?
one record, I know that.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I can tell you that the lap time is 1:33.474. If anyone wants to
I don't
beat that
expect that to be beaten this
for the
week.
weekend.
It's definitely a season
I
one
expect that to
record.
be definitely beaten.
I don't know.
Season 1. Presto?
Is it ever season 1 record?
This is literally
Yeah,
down the
probably,
cards.
That's correct.
probably Presto.
Oh, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
This
I
was
in the league
the first name that comes to mind, sorry, when it's different, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
so it's
so
one.
it's Presto is correct. Very well done.
Presto.
Presto
Evans,
Evans.
he is a double champion. Won season 1 and 2. Left mid season 4. France season 4. I think.
Was
Yeah.
the most successful driver in SLR history.
It's now held by Freeman, just ahead of myself. So,
Excuse me.
and he also
Two
has the
positions in
most
the week.
wins. He also has the most wins in SLR with 16. But Jamham is getting closer on 12. So Jamham could win a bit.
Jamham's done less
Jamham is actually on
seasons.
13. He won this week. So Jamham is on
Yeah.
13 actually. Yeah. And we also have Freeman getting close to Presto in podiums. First Presto's on 32 and Freeman is on 29. So might have some more records being broken towards the end. But yeah, that's it for the quiz this week.
And I am still breaking the record of most DNFs.
Well, at least it's a record.
Is it
Yeah.
Callum, is it? It's got it then, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely got it.
That's fair.
Unless Steve
How'd you,
somehow
how'd
got
you
it,
find
but
it out?
I just know I'm that shit.
DNFs,
so it's
it's
just
on
know
the
how
all-time
shit I am.
standings.
Find it out.
It's on the all-time standings. DNFs. It says at the bottom. At the end. The all-time standings
Just-
doesn't have points. It has races. It has races done in a specific division, and it has DNFs as well. So you can see
Alrighty
how many
then,
races you actually did in every division you raced in.
To round out the end of this podcast, as I will do now. I would like to announce the drivers of the week, which we didn't actually do last week, but this week, of course, we have F2 and F1. So the F2 driver of the week this week is Jamham for the feature race. Drove a brilliant race to take pole and the win. Fought Freeman and Zydrad from start to finish. Swapped positions with Freeman a few times, but kept him behind when it mattered to take a brilliant win. I did actually watch this as I was out of the race by that point. So congratulations to Jam. Shut up.
Yeah.
And to the F1 driver of the week this week, we have Riggsy. So after qualifying an impressive third place, Riggs got a flying start and got up into P2 by turn 1. He then kept Tooman honest for the first stint and capitalised on the Racing Point driver's mistake to take a net P1. He then showed an extremely cool head under pressure from Kulka, Bunny and Clock, along with some incredible exits out of the final corner, to hold on to his first ever SLR win. The change of conditions meant the final 3 laps were extremely difficult, but Riggs was able to handle the conditions and keep his McLaren on the track to bring it home whilst others around him faltered. Congratulations to Riggsy on his first SLR win.
Very popular win as well.
That was one of the most
Yeah,
obvious finishes we've had.
yeah.
That was a mega finish.
Yeah.
That was. I remember.
I was about to say that's
Setting up high.
yeah.
I never
give them a
usually-
lot
I
of
never
praise.
usually-
I give
That's
them a lot of
when
praise for it.
because Coca was in the lead, didn't she? And then she had a little bit of a tank slapper right before the line, and then almost took Rizzy out on it.
Yeah, you should have heard. You should have. I was in a party with Riggs actually at the time. You should have heard him. I think it's probably one of the most popular wins we've had ever in SLR. Him winning, yeah. But
I don't just to reiterate on that, Clock. I don't usually say what the voting was, but in F1 for the Div 3 driver of the day, they got 9 votes. In Div 2, that driver of the day got 2 votes. 33 for Riggsy's win compared to the 1 and 9. Whereas Jam for his win only got 16 compared to an 8
Yeah.
for the sprint race.
yeah, but
You can see how popular that was.
yeah,
That 33 drivers actually voted for one
yeah.
driver.
It's a driver being here now for a season, and doing races, being a brilliant commentator, being a brilliant guy, just been promoted to an admin.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I can tell you I wasn't a part. He was getting Kolka and he didn't really. Kolka got a penalty on the exit of turn 1, and he didn't know. So when he came into Dunlop, I told him that because you do know that Kolka's a penalty, and he was like, oh shit, and he let her through. And then he realized that I'm the biggest threat. So when we were coming up to the hairpin, just after the digners, he was like, please, Clock, please don't overtake me. Please don't overtake me. I want to win. And I'm like, Riggs, you know that I am fighting for a championship. If I get to the opportunity to overtake you, of course I'm going to overtake you. But yeah, it didn't happen. And then I got a small glimpse of hope. Because obviously, as soon as I'm in there, I want to win. I got a small glimpse of hope when Cook lost it on the line and spun. And I caught up rapidly from being 9 tenths behind to finishing 3 tenths behind, and he won. And I think it's fair that he won, and yeah, handling those conditions brilliantly. And yeah, I said it on Twitter, and it's not very often I'm happy for the guy who beats me, but this time I was. So yeah, it was nice.
I remember me and Mango, we were in a party with quite a few people, and we were shouting at him. We were so happy for him. We were like, "Come on, Riggs!" And yeah, then he did it, and it was quite nice little party happening in ours. So.
But this is the
thank
point
you.
that you didn't support me there, but yeah, no, just,
And it was more Rango asking how the hell you actually got into a podium place in the first place.
no, that's just me this season. I end up in a podium from somewhere where I shouldn't get a podium really. And I started in 6th, I run around in 6th, and then I end up with a podium somehow. It's been that for a lot of races.
Alrighty then. Thank you for the quiz, Clock, and congratulations to our drivers of the week. I would just like to quickly say thank you to everyone who joined the podcast today. Ranga, thank you for joining. Owen, thank you for joining late. My co-host joined literally for the last segment. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Clock, thank you for the quiz as usual, and hopefully there'll be another great one next week. And thank you for our lovely guest. I will not pronounce his name this rubbish way this time. Geddes? That is not pronounced right, Geddes.
Yeah, we'll do that. But yeah,
But what did he
alright,
say
so-
before? I did hear something.
he said something
Geeds.
stupid.
Geeds.
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 Oh, that's amazing.
Good.
Right, just let's just
It
make
sounded
it
like
easier.
it's a bit like you were posing. It was almost like you were saying "Ask Jeeves" or something. I was
Oh,
like, what?
jeez. Guys, just make this easier. Let's just call me Jordan or Geordie or whatever.
I'll call you.
Oh, jeez.
I'll call you whatever I remember for next time. Sorry, mate.
That's all right, mate. No worries. Yeah, guys, thanks for having me on. Been a pleasure.
No problem, mate. Pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you.
And
You're welcome to come on next week as well if you would like to join in. Yeah. So